Up until now, all of the feature demos in reference are related to shop drawings as far as the cut sheets, material list, the takeoffs, the labels, all of the uh, items that are needed to create a set of shop drawings. We've gone into depth with that, and we've got videos and demos online how to micromanage a each elevation for a particular project. But we have yet to have a demo for uh, rolling up all of the drawings for a particular project into one image or into one PDF document. And that's what this demo is going to demonstrate, is the roll-up feature. The roll-up feature allows you to choose your project and roll up the items, roll up the elevations that you're most concerned about at that particular time. You can roll up one elevation, or you can roll up all elevations, as you'll see. So what we'll do is, you're looking here on the screen at a finished product of the roll-up. And we'll just scroll through some of this before we get started on the really cool features that loomcloud.com offers, and how automated everything is. Just by someone drawing a set of elevations, our servers and software will process and produce all of this important information that's vital to any glazing company and anyone that may be looking at shop drawings, what they would expect to find. And loomcloud.com does provide everything that you would expect to find in a set of shop drawings, plus many, many, many more other items and features. So let's just look real quick at the 4 elevations that we're going to be reviewing today in this roll-up feature demo. The name of this project is Northside Project. So I've clicked on that, and there's all the important information for Northside Project. So now that I click open, for Northside Project, we have 4 elevations. We have Northside Tackle. We have verticals test for GC. The general contractor wanted to see some verticals, so we've added an elevation for him. Heather's Retail and Dave's Ice Cream. So the analogy here is, what we're getting at is that we're at a Northside retail project that has 4 different storefronts. So we'll just click on Northside Tackle and see what theirs looks like. There's the Northside Tackle. They seem to have some bulkheads in there and side lights. They do have a splitter window vertical there, and they have the doors and some horizontals in there. So let's click on this next one and see the verticals test for the GC. So the only thing that I've done here for the general contractor, he wanted to know what the verticals would look like in a particular area. So we've got that. And then we'll open up Heather's Retail. Heather's Retail has got a fairly large storefront there with 2 single storefront doors with side lights. And if you'll notice that all the dimensions for the daylight opening for the bay and the daylights for the side lights are there for you to easily get a quick reference to what you're working with. And for the last one, we have Dave's Ice Cream. Dave's Ice Cream here has 1 door on the far left-hand side. And so now that we've reviewed those 4 elevations that belong to one project, we'll go back over here to our Projects Manager and open up our drawings. And we'll cruise right on over here to the project that we are most concerned about today, which is the Northside Retail Project. The Northside Retail Project has 4 elevations in it. We don't have any collaborators on here. We'll get to submittals and revisions towards the end of this demo. But right now we're most concerned about the roll-up feature. Now keep in mind during this demo that whenever a computer is drawing designs and elevations and sheets, it's very process intensive. So all of this is taking place on one development machine. Whenever this gets placed into production, there will be multiple servers with multiple processors and more than enough memory to make things happen as fast as you would like for it to. So we're just going to go ahead and choose this format option as a PDF because the image option is fairly boring, but it does come in handy in some cases. So now that we've got these 4 elevations opened up, we've already reviewed in past demos how we can click on the elevation and see the elevation. We can click on the door. We know that we have 2 door schedules here, 2 doors and maybe 1 schedule. We can print this one out, this elevation out, and all of these actions can be applied to any one of these elevations. But what we want now is to be able to roll up all of these elevations into one PDF document, or maybe we want to roll up just 1 or 2 or 3 of the elevations, and because we're not concerned about all 4. Now if you'll notice, once I clicked on roll up, there's a title that came up here, make selection. There's been check boxes added by each name of each elevation to roll up. So at this point, if I press print roll up, it's going to roll up all of these drawings into one set of shop drawings. We can choose to include the labels or exclude the labels if we would like. But for this first one, I'm going to go ahead and roll them all up, and I'm going to also include the labels. We will have to be a little patient because, like I said, there's a lot of processing going on, and it's only on one development machine. But in production, that won't be a problem, and you can expect fast responses to any of your requests. So at this point, for Northside Retail, we're rolling up 4 elevations and their labels. So here we go. We've got it open. And if you'll notice that it is in the standard PDF format, the oversized view. So for our cover page here, we've got the shop drawings are provided for Northside Retail. That is where the project is taking place at. We've got the installer is storefrontdoors.net. We've also got the software that's created and processed these drawings and returned them to you. So, and over here we have general notes. General notes will be for your submittals and your other important information that can be added automatically and automated for you. You don't have to write it in by hand. It can all be done digitally. And over here under products, we have all of the important information for the products. So we'll just click that on around there a couple of times. If you'll notice on the products, we've got the framing system. We do have 4 elevations. And in this project, not just this elevation, but in this project, for quick reference, we've got 1 medium, 2 wide, and 3 narrow style doors. The material that will be used is the standard 6063-T6 aluminum, and our finish for this project is going to be clear anodized. And if we flip this cover page back around another time or two, you'll notice that we have drafting notes. These drafting notes is for the project dialog. When you first create the project, you've got an area there for notes, and that's what these drafting notes are. You can update those notes at any given time throughout the build process, after the build process, whatever. These are not set in stone. You can add and delete notes as needed. And as far as project revisions, we'll get to that in your projects manager, you can automatically add revisions to your drawings without having to write them in by hand. So let's scroll on down since we got our cover page. Since we rolled up all of the drawings for this particular project, which is Northside Retail, the first 3 pages following the cover page will be the totals for the entire project for all of the elevations. So at this point we have the totals for the Takeoff totals for Northside Retail. And then we'll scroll on down and we've got the totals optimization for the Northside Retail. And then for our third, we have the Northside Retail cut sheet totals. So the first 3 sheets are going to be the totals for the entire project, is going to be the flow. So you got cover page, and the first 3 sheets will be the total for the entire project for quick reference and ordering. And the first thing that we come to, we noticed that we have this beautiful looking elevation. The text is extremely clear and easy to read. And the way that this follows here, the way that this flow works is that you move on into the elevation. And when you move on into the elevation, you have your standard information on there as you would expect from any type of shop drawings. You can have your revisions, your drafting notes, the installer, the project, and the elevation. And the reason that it's important to put that much information on each elevation is because whenever you go to use the roll up feature within a project in your projects manager, you may choose to only roll up 1 or 2 of the drawings and send them to one fabricator or whoever's helping you with the project, and you may choose to roll up 1 drawing and send them somewhere else. However, they still have a reference to who's doing what and where is it being done at. And then of course you get your drafting notes. So the flow is our elevation. Then we'll move right over into our door schedule. Our elevation, then our door schedule. Right after the door schedule, we will go off into our sheets. Now, the first sheets that we looked at were the totals for the entire project. These sheets are the totals for this elevation. So we have the Takeoff for Northside Retail, Northside Tackle. So Northside Tackle is the storefront that this particular amount of product belongs to. And so we'll scroll on down, and then you got your optimization for Northside Tackle, and you're still on the Northside Retail project. Then we'll scroll on down, and then we move into our cut sheet for the Northside Retail, Northside Tackle. And the process starts to where we get into our labels. Now these labels print perfectly. I have it right offhand. I don't have the type of labels that need to be used, but this PDF document that it is being used for this demo will be placed online for anyone to download and review, or maybe they want to review the PDF as I'm going over how to use the roll-up feature. So we have all of our labels for that particular elevation. And so now we move over to the next elevation, and this one is for the test for the GC. It only has verticals and bays and horizontals. It doesn't have any doors, so there's no door schedule. So we'll move right over into our takeoffs. We'll move right over into our optimization, and we'll move right to our cut sheet, and then we go right to our labels. That's for the Northside GC vertical project. Then it starts right over again. The way that you can look at this is that when you start and get to a new elevation, you're working with a group of information. So the group of information for this project has groups of elevations, and each one of those groups of elevations has groups of parts and information that belong to a particular elevation. So now we're into this Heather's Retail elevation. Heather's got her 2 doors in there, just like we've seen in the beginning of the demo when I went over the drawing surface, the computer-aided design drawing surface that's used to draw these elevations that our software processes and returns this information to you in an automated manner. So then we move over into her door schedule. If you'll notice, the door schedules are really neat and they have a lot of information. We're also going to add more information to the door schedules in the near future, probably even before the release date. Then for Heather's retail, we got her takeoff, we got her optimization, and we're still at Northside Retail. And we've got her cut sheet. Then we move right on over into her labels. So the roll-up feature is a very cool and nice feature, which is almost a standard type practice, but where it gets really useful and really nice is that right from the projects manager you can email all of these drawings to yourself, or you can email them to someone. This keeps you from having to print out and wait for the drawings to process and return to you. You having to download them, open up your email, attach the attachment, and send it to whoever is needing that particular type of information for whatever project that you are collaborating with someone with. So we'll just go ahead and email this one to me. So we'll have it go ahead and processing and doing its deal. But while we're waiting for the roll-up feature, we'll go ahead and demonstrate how we don't want to roll up all 4 elevations. We only want to roll up 2 of the elevations. We want to roll up Verticals Test for GC, and we want to roll up Dave's Ice Cream. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're looking to roll up the elevations for the Verticals Test for GC and Dave's Ice Cream. Okay. Let's see that we've got our request back with our cover page. So we need, with this roll-up feature, we should only have, and these are the totals for those 2 projects as well. These are not the totals for the entire project. We've got our cover page, and our flow again is we move right on into our totals for the entire project for the takeoff. We move right over into the optimization totals, and we move right over into the cut sheet totals, and then we hit our first elevation. Those totals are for 2 elevations, and those are for the 2 elevations that you have chosen to roll up. So let's see if it's chose the right one. Test for GC, that's correct. And this is the information for that elevation. And the next one is Dave's Ice Cream elevation, which that is correct as well. And we'll scroll all the way down just to be sure that there's nothing left. So with the roll-up feature, you're able to roll up the entire project, roll up 1 elevation. You don't even need to roll up anything. You can just dig down and micromanage each elevation as needed. And also, you can email the roll-up of 1 elevation, 2 elevations, 3 elevations, however many elevations you got to work with. So at this point, let's go ahead and check the email and make sure that we did receive this email. Bring my email box over here. Okay, there it showed up for us. We'll go ahead and close that out there so we can better see it. So now we've got this email. I just emailed this to me. I didn't even have to wait on it. But the glorious part about this automated feature is that you can email it to anyone, and it doesn't affect your work. You're actually able to work with better ease and better efficiency and easier on you whenever you can just email the drawings of a particular elevation or all of the elevations to a particular person. So it says all the files selected that are related to project Northside Retail are attached to this email. I know that's not too fancy, but we'll work on that later. But let's open this up and see if it emailed me what we asked for. Because we asked for all 4 elevations of North Side Retail. Now at this point, I have just opened up the drawings in a PDF on my workstation. So we've got 44 pages here, and all 440 of the 44 pages are just as you would expect. You have your cover page, you roll on over into your totals, one after another, and then you run into your first elevation, which is followed by its door schedule. It's the same pattern as it would be online, but you've just emailed it to yourself. So now that we've seen the roll-up feature, let's look at something else right quick. As far as the submittals go, we all know that there comes a point in time to where we need to submit our drawings back to an architect or our general contractor, or we're getting the drawings from an architect and we're doing takeoffs, and after we draw up everything, we need to go ahead and submit this, but we need a timestamp so everybody's on the same page. So I'm going to click submittals, and on submittals here we've got a submittal that was submitted on August the 2nd. Let's see if that is correct here for that. Just roll up one of these and quickly get an elevation back as quick as possible, so we can just check to see if the submittal date is timestamped. Okay, so we have the submittal date, the first submittal date anyway, right here is show drawings submittal on August 2nd, 2013. So that is correct. So let's go ahead and do another submittal. Okay, so these guys aren't acting right, so let's go ahead and add another submittal date. And it will warn you, it says once you submit a project for review, you cannot undo this action. You're able to add new submittals once a day. So once you add a submittal, you can't delete it or update it in any fashion. So you want to make sure that today is the day that you want to submit this project and timestamp it. Okay, so now we have August 4th in there, and that's correct. That's today. So let's quickly look over here and see if our cover page has both submittal dates on there, and I'm sure it does, since this software that we're using is extremely accurate and easy to use. And let this thing open up. Okay, it looks like I can see it on here from already. It's been time stamped on there for your ease. You didn't have to draw anything or write anything or type anything in there. You just pressed a button. Just like the entire illumicloud.com solution, everything is just made for easy use. Show drawing submittal on August 4th, 2013. So we do have that timestamp on there now. So let's get over here and look at another neat little feature. We've got revisions. So let's just paste something in here that somebody made a revision. We'll just put revise and resubmitted. So I'm going to add this revision on here. And once I've added this revision, it says created August 4th, 2013, revise and resubmit. That's exactly what we have done. And if you'll notice, you'll have a little 40 over here in the corner. You can only type up to 40 characters in there. So the revisions aren't designed to write a love letter, and just more or less designed to add a little quick note. So let's look on our cover page once again and see what it says if we got our new revisions on there, and I'm sure we will because how accurate the software is. Okay, so right down here on our revisions, now you'll notice that we've got one revision. It was done on August the 4th, 2013. Revise and submit by Eric Little. EL. That's exactly what it was supposed to do. So that is a really neat feature in there that is extremely helpful for everyone. So in this demo, we have demonstrated the new roll-up feature and how easy it is to choose different types of elevations and send them to different people or different providers, or however it is that you may want to access and use this information is made available to you about as easy as it can be made available to you. The hardest thing that you have to do is draw the elevations on the drawing surface over here at illumicloud.com. Once a drawing is drawn up, a project is created, an elevation is named and created. Once the elevation is finalized, all of this other information is provided to you by IllumiCloud by using our state-of-the-art processing software. So this will conclude the demo of the roll-up feature.